I needed to hear that, lady.
Yeah.
It's
Look,
not a good weekend to be on the gloves table.
no. And I'm dealing with some demons internally at the moment. The hangover's back.
Yeah, we both had things on last night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine mine was the fact that we finally won a game of football and I watched Port lose.
I had a 21st and I had to go to Marvel and watch St Kilda lose to Carlton, no less.
So basically, we're going to be in shit moods.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. We're excited.
Yeah, I'm real keen. How
Go
hard are you
football.
clenching? How hard are you clenching the teeth? So should we clench the teeth and smash?
That's a play of the game. That is the play of the game. Time!
From the impossible angle, and he puts it through, and Portland.
Danger, 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 danger. Butler! Butler, Butler, Butler.
Get around him! Get around him! Edge of the seat.
Hello, episode 22, Jared. We're back. Glass table. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah. Look, other than the Saints destroyed my heart once again, I'm well. Tired, but I'm well. But then the Saints happened, and now I'm like, well, that's sad. So here we are.
We are
How
back.
are you feeling?
Do you want the truth?
I do want the truth. Yes.
There's parts of my body that I don't think have woken up yet. And quite frankly, yeah, I sense some things into places. It's horrible. It's a horrible feeling at the moment.
Those Sunday scaries really hit hard, especially when your team is also losing at the time.
See, the worst thing is yours lost today.
I have to
I had
yeah,
I had a night,
yeah.
and I didn't really remember much of it.
You've had like a day to process, what went right, what went wrong. I just got home. I got home, fed the dogs, and now we're doing this. So uh stings. I'm gonna be very angry at St Kilda in this episode, I think. There isn't gonna be a lot of positives out of this one, I don't think.
No. Um, I'm very much looking forward to getting to that game because I've got a lot of questions for you,
Yes.
and I don't think they'll have a lot of answers. But anyway, what I
Let's do
thought
it.
we'll do, all right,
Yes.
let's just reminisce. This week, Buddy Franklin retired. A
Yes.
lot of people have come out and they've, given their favorite moments. They've given their, talking about his career and they're ranking him, the standard media stuff. So what I thought we should do is something different. And by different, I mean the same thing.
You know what I'm gonna do? My favorite Buddy Franklin moment isn't gonna be any of the ones that like everyone already says because we've heard about his hurdle goal. I reckon I've heard it 60 times this week.
Yep.
We've heard that stuff. I'm gonna go my personal like moment that make like when I see Buddy Franklin, when I hear Buddy Franklin, I'm gonna go exactly what I remember. And here's what I remember. I'm sitting in my member seats at Marvel. I'm row B, we're playing Sydney. Buddy Franklin takes a mark, like on the boundary right there. There's a broadcast somewhere. I don't know where. You can maybe someone would find it somewhere. Anyway, he is like it's far away from me. I could, to borrow the Marlon Pickett example, I could have reached out and slapped him on the back. But I'm sitting there hurling abuse at this man. I think he'd already kicked three. I'm sitting there like hurling abuse at him. They're like, man, like we're just like losing it. Sure enough, goes around on his arc, picks this fucking ripper from like 55, turns to the crowd and to all the Saints members that are just hurling abuse at him and just puts his arms up in the air. And I'm like, oh man, I was gonna kill him. I swear to God. I was like, oh man, that is rough.
Oh, so we're going down the route that is we wanted to kill Buddy.
I had a personal vendetta against Buddy for like weeks after that because I was like, I know what you were doing.
Do you know what's even funnier? Well, it's actually not that funny. I have the same personal vendetta, not because he kicked a goal against Port, and not because he ruined Alapate Carlisle's career multiple times. There was a game, I think it was round 2, 2015. We're playing at the Adelaide Oval, and he ran through Travis Boak. Like, I'm talking, choo-choo, I'm choosing you to die. And ever since then, a little part of me has just always been like, I really, really hope your shoelaces aren't in your boots. Like, or like you just, like, when he kicked his 1000th goal, I was like, that's history, but also I wish you missed.
Imagine if you'd missed. Like, that's another thing as well. Like, because he's so good, he's obviously like one of the most loved players of all time, but it's also because he was so hated throughout his career because he was so good. Like,
Yeah.
everyone hated him so much because it was like, stop kicking against me, please. And so, like, everyone hated him so much because he's so loved. It's like, fine. Like, I'm happy
I
to admit
accept you.
now that you were a very, very good footballer. And yeah, he's one of the best of our generation. He's a freak. That's Buddy Franklin. I mean, there's nothing else to say about him really.
I don't think there is a modern day freak right now compared to what we got to witness.
There's no one like in the league right now where I'm like, geez, like you are like in a few years I'm gonna be like, how good was that guy? Kind of thing. Like there's a few where I'm like, there's a few that I see sort of taking over like the mold of the next few players. Like Bontempelli is one of those ones that's like consistent every single year. And he's going to be probably the best Bulldog of all time by the time he ends his career. But I don't see him being like, oh my God, like that was a freak of a footballer kind of thing. Like,
They always become like those types of players become very well remembered AFL players, but overall they're remembered for being a club champion.
yeah, that's the thing. And like Buddy goes beyond that.
Yeah.
Like he is in the last person that I can think of was obviously Gary Ablett Jr. When he retired, it was like that man was a freak of a footballer. And now I think there hasn't been a retirement since. Like there's been some very good players retiring since. Like we had Joel Selwood last year, but he was a club champion, like you were saying. I haven't seen like that freak where you're like, holy shit, that guy was like one of the best we've ever seen play. Gary Ablett Jr. was the last one. Buddy is this one kind of thing. And I don't see many coming close to that.
No, I agree with that. That's very well put.
There we go. That was off the dome. Maybe I'm right today. It will be good.
Oh, to everyone listening, don't get used to it.
That's probably the only competent thing I'm going to say today.
That's also 2 in a row now that we've started the episode and we've actually talked about something that's
Talk about
decent.
footy. That's
Like
crazy.
last week we talked about merch and that people like that.
People did like that. People really like that on TikTok this week.
I had a very drunk conversation with my friend that said, "Oh, don't you do the what are you talking about the glass table tomorrow night? Because I saw your TikTok this week about merch." I was like,
It's nice.
paying TikTok for ads has worked.
Hmm.
I haven't. I really haven't. I can't afford it. It's very difficult.
Figure it out. TikTok's
I actually
business
don't know
profile
how.
thing is so weird. So it's so odd, man. We'll get there one day.
Oh, if you didn't know we're on TikTok,
Yeah, if you didn't know, if you're not following us on Twitter where we post them all, then go and look at it because it's fun.
yeah. Do you want to do your coach's award?
I do.
Are we gonna fucking have a go or not? Fuck!
This one
Mm.
is interesting because I'm not actually going to pick him for this week's performance. I
Do you just hang on? Do you just change your own rules?
sometimes this one. This one's required. Though. This one came to the forefront that week that we didn't record, and it's now. It's like it's kind of working back, and he didn't do amazing this week, but he had some moments and stuff like that. Obviously, as I say, trying to go to games. I was happy to be at Essendon West Coast this week. Great fun, and he's a personal favourite of both of us here at the glass table, Ryan Marich.
Yeah.
We love this guy,
Yeah.
like big time. I think he's going to be really, really good. He just presents really well. Like I just really like what he does, and he didn't do that much this weekend. He kicked 2, I think, in the end, which is that's fine, and kind of help. And he kicked to the one that put him in front at the very end, and like that was what I think sealed it. Is that he took the mark and he looked really confident over the ball. Like he didn't look like he wasn't trying to pass it off. Like he wasn't like, oh, like how much time's left, blah blah. He just took the mark, went back, went through his routine, and just slotted it. And I was like, "You're my boy. You're my
My
guy
boy.
this week."
So good to have a Marich back
Yeah,
in AFL.
yeah,
Like we've had Ivan. There was one that played for Melbourne.
yeah. I don't know. I've got that in the brain today. That's not something I got going.
Sorry, Gridley's not working today.
Goodley's not on today. I don't even think I did mine today.
I haven't done mine for the last 2 days. That's a very good coach's award.
Yeah, that's one that's like that's a dual coaches award. That's both of us picking this guy because
Yeah.
we both love this man because we were sitting at Carlton West Coast and when West Coast had a pretty good second half, we were like, look, God.
Yeah. That was partly because he was in my multi for any time.
Yeah, that's true. And he was just good though. Like he's just,
Yeah.
just a
I
good footballer.
love him. And he wears number 41. So
Yeah.
it's like it's a highish number, but it's gonna get recognized.
Yeah, it's like the Mychek, the Brady Mychek number. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
The Jed McEntee.
Yeah.
The Anthony Alessiani.
I was gonna say the Anthony Luciani. The
I was
Aaron
getting there.
Minchington. I just ruined your number, I hope you.
Oh, that's generally terrible. Minchington. I also like the fact that your coach's award is very reminiscent of like the Rising Star, where by the end of the season they start picking on body of work.
They start actually doing a bit. You're like, how about that?
Yeah, you'll do.
You're like, oh, I should have picked you a few weeks ago. You can come in this week.
Oh, it's sensational. Well, now we have to do the body of work that was around 21.
This is really funny because like I went to 3 games this week, but
Oh,
it's like I watched the least amount of footy that I've watched in a long time. It's because I'm at the games though, so I'm not really watching the other ones. And then like I had the 21st, so I missed most of both of the Saturday night games. Like I watched a Geelong Port 'cause it was on TV, but I didn't like take it in. So it's like I went to the most games that I've been to in a long time, but I also did not watch that much footy. So it's gonna be fun.
yeah, it was a bit like a more of a glancing weekend.
Yeah. But weird results and just confusing scorelines.
I don't like it. But also, how many games are you at the moment?
40. Today was
So you need
40.
10 in 3 rounds.
Yeah, I'll get there in finals. Like I'm sure I'll get there by like into the finals. I'll get to my 50, but I don't think I'm gonna get there in the regular season. I think the dream's gone.
Oh well, sucks
4
to
games of
suck.
footy is a lot. 4 games of footy in one round is a lot.
You could do like they have like a double Marvel. You just sleep over
That would be so good.
and then just travel down for the Saturday night.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like this week, if I wanted to do it, like the week coming up, I could go Collingwood Geelong Friday night, go to North Essendon on Saturday, like Arvo, and then roll into Carlton Melbourne that night, and just like ping pong between the G and Marvel,
And then Saints Tigers.
and then Saints Tigers on the Sunday. Like it could happen, but I also have a 21st on the Saturday, I think, so maybe not.
Sorry, we can't attend the 21st.
I won't be there. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. Speaking of 21st, there's no correlation at all with 21st here. It's the Dogs beating the Tigers by 55 points.
Dogs kicked 12 points, which is 21 backwards. That's what we
And
got.
Richmond kicked 10 goals 11, which is 21.
Which is 21 altogether. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
got there in the end.
that's exciting.
That was very funny. Oh shit.
Dogs, good. Richmond, bad.
Dogs good, Richmond very bad. This game was over by quarter time, so
Do you want to talk about your prediction?
Oh man, how good was that?
Yeah.
Wow.
We started the
I
weekend
came into the
red hot.
game. Yeah, I came into the game and I was like, I think I'd said, last week that I tipped the Dogs and I said that Jamara was going to have one of those games where he's just going to take the game, just like he's just going to have one of those games. And I think I used the Brisbane game as an example. And I think that was a Thursday night last time the Dogs won. And then the next sort of like Thursday or Friday night game that I've been to of the Dogs is this one. And I just had this I had this thing of like Jamara just turns it on one of the Thursday or Friday night games. And my tip was good by quarter time. So no way.
I love that.
4 by quarter time. And I was like, all right.
Because I was in the cinema watching the Meg 2, and I just see this notification pop up, and it's just all capitals. Jamara's kicked 4.
I was like, holy,
The first.
it's
And
insane.
people thought I was laughing at a megalodon munching, but no. I was laughing at the fact that Jamara's kicked 4 in the first quarter. And your prediction
It
was
was a good
correct.
pick. I was happy with that. My little bold prediction. Yeah, this game. I'm not gonna lie, this game was a bad game. It was one of those ones, and it was the stiff arm. They got out so far ahead that they just then just hand out and just said, "You're not coming anywhere closer." Like
Very
it
long
got to
arm.
like 5. Yeah, it got to like 5 goals at one point, and I was like, "Wow!" Like, thanks, Richmond.
Richmond, normally the prime time specialists, but I don't think they rocked up.
No, absolutely not. I don't know what was going on with it. You know what the funny thing is, right? So
Uh,
this is gonna be Marcus Bontempelli.
uh,
Is he gonna win the Brownlow?
yeah,
Is it happening? I think it's happening.
it's been
Dacos injury is
wanting to happen for the last 7 years, I reckon.
it should have happened a couple times. It's like it was always there, you know. And then I was
Finished second in 2021. Yeah,
like
because Wines won it.
yeah. I was gonna say, I'm not gonna lie, like I think I might have cursed Nick Dacos, and we'll get to that. But like I was gonna put out a tweet being like, Bont's gonna finish second again. It's gonna be so sad because he's had such a good year. But now it's like he's actually gonna win this thing.
He's got to get 2 threes, I reckon.
Yeah, he
Two
has
threes
to
in the
like he's
last
two
three
two
games.
threes in the last 3 games will do it. This is really like the Dogs had a 9 goal quarter, right?
Mm.
And Bont didn't kick any. Then they had a 4 goal quarter in the third, and Bont kicked 3 of them. Which took the piss in the third quarter and said, right, I'll finish this game off. Like Richmond were like not mounting a comeback, but they were like, keeping themselves in the game. And Bont's like, fuck that off. Like I don't just stop and just kick 3 himself. Like he's so good, man.
He's had.
Oh,
I love the midfielders that have the 30 and 3, but the body of work behind it is 30 and 3, 6 marks, 9 tackles, 10 clearances,
10 clearances, like unbelievable. And 10
550
inside, 10
men's
inside
game.
50s as well. So good.
Oh, he's. I'm very, very surprised he's not been in the segment we do.
Yeah, right. Like I feel like he's always like almost knocking the door down. It's
With
almost going to
his
start getting picked on the body of work again. It's
knocking
like
the
coaches
door
and
down
whatnot.
with his big hammer talent. Hammer of talent, I should say.
Hammer of talent. Oh man,
HOF.
he's a very good footballer, and he's very stupid sexy. But we haven't picked him, so I need to
We
refrain
need
from
to
saying.
reevaluate our things, I think.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We're both kind of struggling to pick one this week, so this will be good.
Spent 10 minutes prior to recording, like, is he?
Who do we do?
Are they? Who do we do?
Who do we do? Yeah, no,
Oh,
this game was nothing. Libba was really good too. I think Libba's AA. I think it's he should be All Australian. If he isn't, I'll be pretty upset because he's like one of the best inside mids going around right now.
it's, yeah.
There's so many people around him.
There's like you could have an AA squad of 40 midfielders.
Literally, there's so many players that I've heard in the last like 4 days being like they're an AA lock. I'm like, okay, we can't lock everybody into the All Australian team because there's not enough spots. Like I would have heard like 40 people being like All Australian lock. I'm like, we can't do that. Like it's not happening.
That's the old, like the cliche.
Yeah.
AA lock is a cliche.
Yeah, it is. 100% it is. People just like to say AA lock about any player that has a good game. Like I'm not like it's just every single time anyone has a good game, they're like AA, and I'm like, all right, like calm down.
Or they have like 3 in a row, and it's just like, yeah, he's AA.
They're like starting midfield AA. It's like, all right, like he might make the squad.
Oh, good. He's had 3 in a row. He's starting AA, but didn't play the first 10 games of the year.
Yeah, like
The only person that can do that is Sam Taylor.
oh yeah, he's there. He's got to be.
He's an AA lock.
He is an AA lock.
I'm done with that game.
Yeah, no, same. Next game was fun though.
Oh, yeah, you were there. Do you want to tell us about it? Eagles losing by 1 point.
This was the funniest game ever because the first 3 quarters was so bad, and I was like, "This game sucks." Like, I don't even know why I'm here. And then it got so good all of a sudden, and I was like, "This is really fun." Like, I was having
This
a
is
blast.
really fun.
I was having a blast. Kyle Langford did like that thing, like they had a 6 goal quarter and he kicked 4 of them. There's a
He's
lot of people
unbelievable.
recently. The last 2 weeks, there's been players just kicking like 4 1/4. Like Paul Curtis did it last week. Like just random shit. I
Yeah.
don't know how they do it. Langford did it this week, and this game just got really funny because it actually fully looked like Eagles were going to win, and I was like losing the plot. I was like, this is very funny.
I just
Uh
I love the fact that Essendon celebrated this like they'd just won themselves a final spot.
no, but what was really funny? So the siren goes, fans go fucking ape shit. And then literally 5 seconds later, every single fan in the stadium went, that was really bad. They immediately afterwards turned back and went, nah, that was a bad game of football. Like, we should not be celebrating that at all. Every Essendon fan I know is like, feels like a loss. Like, that was as bad as you can get.
They're not doing what England did, the moral victory.
Claiming it. Yeah,
Yeah.
the moral victory.
West Coast
The Eagles
are.
could probably claim a moral victory here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
West Coast could do a baseball and claim the moral victory here, but they won't. Um, Very funny though. Like, just funny game.
I really
No one
like
really stood out other than Langford to me, anyway.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, like being at the game, like there's players here that got a lot of touches and stuff like that. But no one like stood out as anyone that was amazing other than Langford, to be honest. Nick Hind was pretty good off halfback. Um, yeah, it was just Liam Duggan had 29 touches. Could be the worst 29 disposal game I've ever seen in my entire life. I don't know what his stats look like. I haven't looked. I'm going to look now.
He had
Okay,
700 meters gained.
his efficiency looks pretty good here. He had one of the worst first quarters ever. He had me and Jasper in the box questioning whether he was actually left-footed because he had 2 left foot kicks in a row, and he is left-footed. We found out, but 2 in a row that looked so awkward. One went out in the full, and the other one just fucking dribbled along the ground, and we were like, "Is he left-footed? Like, what is happening here?"
He's
It
been
was so
dared to
bad.
play the whole game, just kicking on his opposite.
So bad early, but obviously he turned around a little bit. But yeah, like this game was funny and because I was fully convinced the Eagles were going to win this game.
I can't believe it was 1 point. When someone told me it was 1 point, I'm just sitting there going, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Did you say 101?
That is insane.
Also,
So
scrolling Twitter is generally very funny on a Saturday afternoon, evening, because like anyone that plays on the Saturday, everyone seems to have an opinion on the day games. A lot of people didn't like that Mason Redmond celebrated with the horns in this game.
I like because it's Redmond. I'm like, I think it's because I like Mason Redmond. I'm like, I'll give it a pass, and because I like goal celebrations, like in general. And it was in a crucial time of the game, but I think people are just upset because we're against West Coast, and I'm like, that's fair. But like, I allow it. I like when people celebrate goals. I like when Redmond does it. So it was in a crucial point of the game. It was a fucking good goal too. So like, yeah, I'm allowing it. That's fine.
If you celebrated that particular moment with that particular goal, how would you celebrate it?
Oh, I would. I'm a big like wide open kind of guy. Like I'm a big like you go and turn around to like the closest teammate and just like just real big, like just double arms up kind of action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big goer of that, and that's like one of the ones where you'd feel it running through you. Good goal.
Feel the veins. Just pump them out. That's wild.
Yeah,
That's,
big time.
yeah. I've got nothing for you. Generally nothing.
No.
I'd celebrate it like one of those weird celebrations where you
The
just
double cobra,
I don't have the arms for that.
the Frank tank.
I don't have the arms for that either. I'll tell you what I do have. Sore knee. So I
That's
might
your
just like,
celebration.
yeah, so I'll just hobble
Grab
around.
your knee.
Or like do the hair in the mirror.
Oh, that's a good one. That.
There's me just doing the hair in the mirror and I'm gonna shave fucking head. Taking the P155.
Oh, I like that a lot, actually. That's very funny.
I would be the type of player that would literally be abused and been seen in the car park later.
Yeah. You'd just be sitting there like, that was bad.
I'd be sitting there, oh, that was terrible. And then I got like 30 fans from the opposition surrounding my car, like a mob.
And you're like, okay, sorry.
You prick, what the fuck was that? You're overrated. You're a defender. Fuck off.
Oh, shit.
You overpaid. And I'll just turn over like, I'm not paid in Div 6.
We get paid to do this.
I don't get paid to this shit. I'm going to pay to play.
Oh, man.
Adelaide Gold Coast, 28 points. So I saw none of this either. Quite frankly, doing these episodes, I just should not comment on the Saturday games.
You got the stats, I mean. You can just run off the stats. Well, like, I didn't see much of this, obviously, as well, because I was at the other game. But I watched it, like, a little bit here and there. All I saw, Matt Crouch is back to actual good Matt Crouch, which is weird. And Darcy Fogarty had a good game. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you.
I generally do not care for either of these teams anymore.
But Gold Coast have ruined themselves for me. They just every time there's a chance, they just completely stuff it up. They nearly brought this one back, Gold Coast. They pretty much the first 3 goals of the last quarter, and it was like, come on. And then Adelaide just tore them up again, and that was it.
Actually, the one point I do want to make is Tex the best key forward to kick on both feet?
Yes. He's also the best key forward, and it's going to change this year. He is the best key forward to not make an All-Australian team.
Does he make it?
Yeah. He's second in the Coleman. He might win the Coleman.
But does he make it?
He makes it. And I hate to use the cliche, but he's an AA lock. You can't not put him in.
What if they went with Curnow and 5 smalls?
5 smalls. Curnow, 3 midfielders, 2 smalls.
Why is Christian Petrarca playing at centre forward?
Look, honestly, if I'm going to put a midfielder in there, I'd be okay with him putting Track at half forward because he plays a lot of half forward and he has like the last few weeks. But if they fucking like put Bont there or something like that, I'm going to crack the shit because he's not. He's a midfielder.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
No, we'll make it, Tex. It'll be Curnow and Tex will be the tools in that forward line, and then
very well deserved. Tex been unreal, and I've loved his games this year. As much as it pains me to say it,
he's a very good footballer.
Texan.
It's better with age. Like he just keeps getting better.
The modern storyline is the older you get, the better you get.
Yeah, and it's not now. People don't fall off as hard as they used to. There's some examples. Andrew Gaffey's one, but like a lot of players that as they get older are still really, really good. Like Scott Pendlebury is still just as silky and just like moves just as well as he always has. Like a lot of these players that are like considered old and on the outer still have those games where they turn it on. Dusty's getting old and he still averages like 25 and a goal. Like it's just good.
I mean, Boak's done it for the last couple of years, and then there's always a point though where they have that renaissance, and then there's one little injury.
Yep. Yeah, literally, and like I'm looking at that, like even Tom Mitchell this year alone, like he started the year really well, and then he had something in the middle of the year, and now he's like gets subbed out every game, and it's like that's annoying. Like I would have liked you to be a good kind of thing.
We're gonna have some very weird retirements. Like we've seen Buddy, we've seen Shannon Hearn.
Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be some real niche ones, like real just like 31-year-olds, like not like old, like not old enough to be retiring, but it's like that's weird. Like I wouldn't have thought that kind of thing.
I will say, we've done 3 games, and every bit of conversation we've had has been very good.
Yeah, right. We're talking footy. We talk footy.
Here at GT, we just love the footy.
we just love the footy. Oh,
Speaking of love and footy and Collingwood losing, the Collie Wobbles are back.
What has happened there? Now, this game. This is a fucking weird scoreline, man. This scoreline is really weird, but it's not as weird as the stats that come with it. Because
give it to me.
So I am driving home, right, from the Essendon game, and I get a message from my mate, and I'm playing him in Supercoach this week. And he goes, "Have you never heard of Finn McGuinness?" And that was all he said. And I was like, what is that meant to mean? What is this conversation going for? And I was like, okay. So I was like, all right, I had Dacos as captain because I was like, I was convinced he was going to be able to break this tag because he's broken a tag earlier this year. I was like, I reckon he can do it. And then I saw
Oh,
that message and I got scared. I then got home and looked at the stats. 5 disposals, Nick. 5 of the thing.
and now he's out for 6 weeks.
And now he's out for 6 weeks and might not get the Brownlow because of it. That is crazy shit.
So you were talking before about how you might have jinxed Nick Dacos. So enter Finn McGuinness and enter a hairline fracture. You add your prediction and you have curse.
I have cursed Nick Dacos. I put a tweet out the night before being like, Nick Dacos. People think Nick Dacos will win the Brownlow, and rightly so. I think that's what got him. The fact that I said "and rightly so,"
Yeah.
I think I've got him. And then that night, obviously, Marcus, because that was why I put it out. Botapelli was really good, and then Dacos has 5 touches, and it's in. And I'm like, oh no.
It pains me like with what's happening with Port after 4 losses in a row, but also the fact that the top 2 teams that we've had all year have had their seasons derailed by Carlton
Both times, Carlton curse,
baffles me.
and yeah, I don't know what's going on. Really weird shit. Finn McGuinness killing Dacos is one of the weirdest storylines to come out at the end of this year.
Finn McGuinness is going to be on Gridley.
Yeah, he's a classic Gridley player. Actually, this is like going back to Kyle Langford. Kyle Langford is going to be the perfect like Essendon and 50-goal a season player.
Yeah,
In like a few years, Essendon and 50-goal player, you'd be like, fuck, like who do I pick for this? And you'd be like, oh, there's the easy ones. There's like Lloyd and blah, blah, and Scott Lucas. And then you're like, oh, wait, Langford had that 50-goal year in 2023. Finn McGuinness is going to be that guy. And I love it. Like, it's so funny. It's really good.
Finn McGuinness. What a name.
This game was just so weird. Sicily dominated again.
Is he?
Connor Nash is having a really good year.
Is James Sicily AA lock?
To borrow the cliche, James Sicily's an AA lock. Yes, like yeah, I think he has to be. He's missed a lot of games, which is like, but I think he's there. I think it's him and Darcy Moore and Sam Taylor.
We have to pick our AA team.
It's gonna happen.
I've got a lot of. We should just go through because I'm pretty sure the AA team will be picked, in the bye week between finals.
Yeah, it comes. No, I think the squad gets picked, and then the team gets picked. It's the same night as the AFL PA MVP and stuff, which is like not long before the Brownlow. I think maybe. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
Or was it after the Brownlow? I don't remember. Either
I
way,
don't know, but right now I've got ideas flowing.
there is so many players though. I think should be in this team. Oh well.
I think we should pick 60.
Oh boy.
But it's the best 60. We don't have a best 22. We just pick 60.
We just pick 60 and go, there you go, everyone. You can pick from that.
Yeah.
You're
So
all-
we'll have 15 backmen, 15 midfielders, 15 rucks.
15 rucks. Just flat 15 rucks.
15 forwards.
15 rucks for picking the entire competition. Like,
No, there's 3 missing. I want
Who-
Dante.
who-
Vizzini in
you know
there.
what? Yeah, I want to know who the 3 that are missing are. Is that like, who are the starting ruckmen? Bailey Williams would be one. Yeah, no. Who's the oh yeah, fucking Ned Reeves or
Yeah.
whatever, and I don't know the other
Scott
one.
Lycett.
Scott Lycett, yes, big time.
And unfortunately, one of the teams actually doesn't have a ruckman, so Dante Vizzini gets in.
Sneaks his way in there.
As the sub.
Oh boy!
Oh, we have 4 subs, 1 for each
Congratulations,
position.
Dante Vizzini. Oh boy!
We should
Anyway,
move
yeah.
on.
Hawks beat Collingwood. It was good.
Sucked in. If we're going down, you're coming with us.
Speaking of Port Adelaide,
So GWS Sydney. Look. Yeah, Geelong bet the Power by 12 points.
yeah, you've had your review, so
People have seen the review.
Yeah.
Well, they hope so, otherwise.
What do
I
you
don't
doing?
have words. I don't know. It's hard because this is a type of game where we didn't play terribly. It's just the fact that everyone on our list is carrying an injury apparently, or they're
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a bit of illness going around.
So the fact that the players that carried us were Butters, Rosie, Jason Horn-Francis, Rioli kicked goals. I thought Boak was good, and probably Burton.
Yeah.
The rest were just, they were good. They had their patches, but like, it's a loss where if Port fans looked at it and they were like, I said this in the review, but I will repeat myself because I got no other ideas. If this was a loss that happened, say we're a 7-game win streak, and then we have the loss, and then we go on and win again, I think it's a little bit more acceptable. But because it's the 4th loss in a row, it's just
it's
like.
the end of the 4th.
But I think it's cut to the point where we've gotten to the lowest point of this streak. Injuries, sickness, lost 4 in a row. I just think now we start winning again. It's just a weird feeling.
Like, I think you'll get a lot of people. You obviously get a lot of people back next week, which is needed because you had all the injuries this week. I'm going to be the voice for Geelong, I suppose. This one, Brian Myers. Now,
Yes.
Okay, this is the perfect example of everybody saying AA lock, but it's like, how do you fit the man in? Brian Myers, I think, is like one of the best half forward, like pure half forwards in the comp right now. How do you fit him into this team? Because he's so good.
But are you picking? I reckon you got to pick him on what he actually does.
Goal assists and fucking bulk goal assists.
And he also snagged 2 himself.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing that
particular.
people originally earlier in the year had been like, yeah, he's good and all that, but he doesn't kick goals himself. And now he just kicks goals himself too. So it's like, okay, like, he's doing everything you want from him. Can you put him in the side yet? Like, it's a really interesting one where if the team was based, like, if they literally did it position by position, like, you're picking wingers, you're picking half forwards, you're not putting midfielders in there, he makes the team. But because they don't do that, don't know he's going to make it.
He definitely makes a squad. It's just
Yeah,
whether or not they
100%.
put him in the team. Or maybe they just don't pick Tex and they put Brian Myers as an half forward.
Imagine that. That'd be good. We're
going for a small. It's raining.
It's raining today, so we were not picked in.
Also, I agree with everything you just said, but also at the same time, Ken Hinkley, Riley Bonner playing on Ollie Henry.
He had a rough game, Riley Bonner.
If that man's on Port Adelaide's list next year, I'll eat a hat.
You know what was really funny? I didn't want to like send it to you because I didn't want to be like, I didn't want to rub anything into you. But when I saw that there was 2 outs late, and it was like was it Finlayson and Bergman, the 2 outs right before the game. I saw Finlayson and Bergman out, and I saw the ins with Jace Burgoyne, and I was like, oh no. It's like, that is so rough.
You're going to rub it in, but I've already seen the pain.
I was like, even if I'd sent it to you, like, I wasn't going to be like a prick, but I was going to send it and be like, oh boy, that is a rough 2 ends.
We lost 2 goals. We lost by 2 goals. You take out Finlayson and Bergman, you put in Bonner, and we should have won the game by 5 goals.
Yeah, you would have won if those late outs weren't things. Yeah, it's crazy. But just really funny. Ollie Henry, I don't rate at all, but he kicked 4, so how about that?
Rioli also kicked 4 on return. He'll probably do what he normally does and have a break next week.
Yeah, have another
break. He's FIFO at the moment.
He is, yeah. That's the thing. But he was very good early.
Fuck off.
He was very good early, really early. I didn't watch a lot of this game, but I watched like the first quarter and the last, and he was pretty good in both. He was good in the first anyway, so I was like, that's fine.
Yeah, he kicked 3, and I think Ollie Henry kicked 3 as well.
Yeah, they both went
goal
3.
for goal at one stage.
Yeah.
What annoys me is, and I know we're doing another round of review that's going to go for 4 hours, but like, when you've got at your disposal a Brownlow medalist and a club champion, and you're playing them on the wing, that Boak had 19, I think, playing predominantly half forward and across the wing, and Wines is coming in from the wing and doing a rotation. I just think it comes to a point where you can have your Rosie Butters and Horn Francis dominate a game. But if there's a difference around the ground, like we dominated with the center clearances because of those three. But if you've got Wines and Boak around the ground, we got smashed in contested possession. I'm pretty sure I want Ollie Wines and Trav Boak going for the ball.
Literally. And Ollie Wines is in serious danger of entering like the Matt Priddis, Adam Cooney, Shane Woewodin levels of Brownlow medalists because he had that year and he's really like he got injured like whatever year that was and he missed a bunch of games towards the start of the year. And I'm really worried that Ollie Wines is going to be regarded as one of the worst Brownlow medalists going around because, oh boy, they don't use him at all. Like he's unsighted
terrible.
half the time. Like I don't remember the last Port game I watched where I was like, geez, Ollie Wines had a good game. Like,
yeah, I think
I'm saying like in terms of you see him on the TV and you go, I've seen him a bit. Like he's one of those players, him and Zach Merritt, and I know Zach Merritt gets the ball, but I never see him get the ball. And I'm like, it's really weird. And Ollie Wines is that guy to me. I'm like, I know he gets it, but I never see him get it.
it's very sad.
Very sad.
I'm going to move on now because I'm sick of that. I'll voice my opinion.
How'd you
Let's go to the Battle of the Bridge.
Battle of the Bridge, Sydney
And
Derby.
the Swans, for some reason, every time I write them off this year,
They just keep themselves around.
Good luck catching them Swans then. It's all
It's
of them,
just the one swan, actually. How good is Hot Fuzz references?
I couldn't go a day without making one.
Now I do the out of context glass table thing. Man, I'm so putting the Hot Fuzz poster on there. Just it's making it. That is fucking making it right there.
Good luck catching them Swans then. It's just them all,
Just the ones.
actually.
Actually, it's specifically Errol Gordon. He had one of those games again. Remember the other week when I was like, Errol Gordon decides sometimes when he just wants to just take the piss? He had it. He did it again.
And he kicked one of the great goals of the year.
Oh, yeah. He's so good, Errol Gordon. He's so good.
I love him. Haney had a good game as well. Hayden McLean kicking 4. That's obscurity.
That's a really good one. I like that one a lot.
Tom Green had a very good game.
Yeah.
Callum Mills was back to his best.
Yeah, they're like, this is the thing, right? Swans just have these games sometimes where they just decide that they're one of the better teams in the comp, and then they will then lose to like a team like us. And I'm like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
All right. I generally think from now, for the last 3 games, I actually now believe they make it.
I don't see them making it. I still have the Giants in mind with the Blues. I think I have the Cats making it with the Dogs as well. So I think that's my bottom 4 of the 8. I don't think Sydney make it, but I think they get close. They might like 9th kind of deal.
I reckon it's the game at the Adelaide Oval against the Crows that decides it.
Yeah, I'm going to need to do another ladder predictor because I haven't done one since obviously we lost just then. And now I've got to figure out ways to get us back in the 8. But yeah, like beating the Giants as well.
Just a ladder predict. Oh, just like you, just fucking.
It's just
trying to
me,
map
like
out how
I'm
to
like
St.
beautiful.
Kilda
I'm like
get there.
beautiful minding it on one of the fucking my window. Like I'm like trying to figure out all the equations that mean the Saints make the finals. I'm trying to figure out how little games we have to win to make. It's very funny, but I like what I know what you mean in terms of they like you could almost see them going in now because they just beat one of the form sides in the comp along with like it was the Giants and Carlton that were the 2 form sides of the comp and Sydney just beat one of them. So it's like, all right, they've beaten the best you can get at the minute. Now they've got to keep winning games. Otherwise they have to keep winning games.
Well, the thing is as well, now I say they probably make it because I look at the Giants and I'm like, and I'm being a bit biased because they play Port next week, but then they play Carlton at the end. So it's just almost like they go from the streak and it's
the same thing as what Port did. Like they had that streak and then they lose a game and it's like, oh fuck, please don't let the wheels fall off kind of thing.
I'm very glad we made an example.
Doing a Port Adelaide, they call it. Oh, yeah.
What we remembered for in 2023, doing a Port Adelaide.
doing a Port Adelaide. Starting really well. Well, at least you won games. You know? over here at St Kilda, we just decide winning games isn't really for us half the time.
Hey, can you just relax? We'll get to you in a minute. Also, ever since you made the stat about Joel Amati and it didn't work out, he's kicking goals.
Fucking hate that guy. I hate that guy so much. There is not many footballers that I hate, but I hate Joel Marty.
I hate Joel Amati. Why do you hate Joel Amati? Ah, simply because he ruined my fucking
Because I
stat.
had a really good stat one day and he plucked it. And now I just have to live with that.
Yeah, it's very good when players ruin stats that you have.
Yeah.
Should we go to Sunday?
Let's go to Sunday.
North Melbourne, all right? They've lost to the D's, but in an honourable loss, 32 points. 5 goals to 1 in the first quarter, and everyone lost their mind.
That was so funny. I was like, this can't happen. Like this after West Coast yesterday, I don't think I could handle this. West Coast and Hawthorn, like West Coast almost winning, Hawthorn winning. I was like, if North beat Melbourne right now, I swear to God. This can't happen.
I came into the day. Oh, I've dropped my drink bottle. I came into the day and I was like, I'm going for North. I'm going for the Saints. I'm going for Freo. None of them fucking won.
That is dire as too. That's a dire
It's a
trio.
horrible trio.
Yeah.
It's sad.
The
How do you
worm
do
for
it?
this game is really funny.
I know, it's very good.
See the worm for this game? It's just a fucking
Yeah.
complete nosedive. That is really funny.
We got to Everest and then we died.
There was a whole 2 goals keeping in the last quarter. How about that?
Oh,
Yeah,
it
man,
was terrible viewing.
yeah. Did you see Cozzy Pickett? You know how Jack Zeebel's retiring at the end of the year? Did you see Cozzy Pickett almost send him into an early retirement with that ankle breaker?
That was a great
Oh my
goal.
God. He like fully sat him down to the point where his legs were like facing different ways. And I was like, oh, Jack.
He looked like when you get like a Barbie doll and you spread the legs out.
Just split the legs out. That was what Jack Zeebel looked like when fucking Cozzy Pickett decided to just dance on him. Really funny. Like, I watched that video after my
Just had
game.
a mental image.
He weird Barbied it. Oh, I've just put a Barbie movie reference in the fucking class table. Where about that?
Hey Jack, I know you're not feeling yourself. You might want to go see Weird
Go
Barbie.
say weird Barbie.
Your legs put back. There you go. There's another obscure reference for this
I was
week's
gonna
ep.
say there's my out of context. This weird Barbie. That's very fucking funny.
We've got Hot Fuzz and Barbie.
We're going movie flavored this week.
That's very good.
Speaking of Jack Zeebel, though, he did get his legs broken, but he also had 32 touches. So
The
good on him.
man shall never retire. Other than that, though, this game was terrible.
Yeah, well, I can't say I watched any of it really. I think I watched one Nick Larkey. I watched the Nick Larkey goal in the first quarter, and that was it.
Okay. So, St Kilda versus Galton. Now, we've had some beef
We have had some beef.
that you caused.
Yeah, I don't even remember. Oh no, actually, they mentioned me first in the podcast.
Yeah.
The besties,
And then you started beef.
yeah, the besties said that they're going to take 5th spot, and they mentioned by name, said that they're going to take 5th spot, and I said, you know what, get fucked. And we started having beef this week, and I was so confident coming into this game, and I was so confident at like halftime, and then that second half happened.
Yeah. Carlton ran over the top of you, 19-point winners. I feel for you because I actually genuinely I actually thought the Saints were the best team in the comp after halftime. The way, like, the pressure and
The way we were moving the ball, like we looked so
what-
good. We looked like the early day Saints.
what changed this game was the fact that the stupid little umpire in the corner just before halftime did not pay holding the ball.
That was a fucking travesty, to be honest.
If you cannot tell me he had a correct disposal of the ball.
How did he correctly dispose of that football? I was fair to say I was a little bit pissed. I was a little bit upset. that was rough because, and this is what got me even more. Okay, Carlton fans were everywhere screaming about the umpiring. Right, I actually don't know the free kick count, but I feel like they beat us. Like I feel like they had more. Either way,
Hard yakka.
Carlton fans were complaining like insanely about the free kicks. No, we beat them. It was 16-14, so it was pretty even. They were complaining like it was the fucking end of the world every single time Charlie Curnow even got a slight touch on his arm. Like that they thought that Kawuki had literally dragged him to the ground every time. And I was like, okay, like it's a marking contest. You're allowed to have contact with the opponent. Sorry, I don't know if you knew that. And then this fucking blatant holding the ball happens and everyone is silent. And I'm like, oh, I was pissed. I was like, fuck for this.
Genuinely, that's holding the ball. I think Butler tackled him.
Butler, yeah. But he was pissed too. It was so upset.
He was very angry. But like, he tackles Hollins and he kicks the goal. It's 28 points.
That's
and it's
right before halftime. Yeah.
28 points at halftime is a lot different to 22 points at halftime.
It's the sound of it. Yeah. Like, man. And then, yeah, that second half happened and our midfield turned to water. Like, first half, Brad Crouch had 22 and a goal. And then he ended up finishing the game with 31. And now that sounds like you're like, okay, like he obviously didn't have as much, but like, oh, he had the even spread. No. He had 9. He had 9 in the third quarter and then had 0 in the last quarter.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Awful. There isn't like I'm saying, there isn't a lot of positives that I took out of this game. Because all our good work got undone in the second half, and we just didn't want the ball. Like we just let them run over us and do literally whatever they wanted in the midfield. Ryan Marshall was dominating Pitnet in the ruck, like killed him, but our mids just didn't want to go near it. And it was like, all right, like fucking hell. And like we had Mitch Owens playing in the midfield in the first half, and then we decided not to do that in the second half. And I'm like, we kind of needed a big body in there. Mitch Owens is a very big man. Please let him do it. He had 14 in the first half. Let him go in there, kind of thing. And then we took him out. Jack Steele.
Here we go.
Oh boy, Jack Steele, Jackie boy. Had 10 tackles. That's nice. You're our captain, Jack. You're playing midfield. Is there like a time on ground statistic that I can look for?
There is. I can get it for you. I've got it right here. He had. Oh, I'm still scrolling. 75% game time.
Okay, 75% game time, which isn't like a whole heap. Like, that's fine, whatever. But that's 75% game time. Yeah, that's 75% game time, right? He didn't play anywhere but the midfield. The captain of the football club, midfield for 80 whatever minutes. 11 disposals.
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
Anthony Caminiti, who I actually didn't even see the entire game, had 10. Oh boy. I don't even know. Liam Stocker came on for a quarter and had 9. Please.
Why was he sub?
Yeah, we've dropped him and it's a really weird situation. He should always be in our team. He's our best 22 right now.
I 100% agree. I don't understand why you're dropping Stocker.
I don't know why we're not either. It's really weird and I don't agree with it. And it's just like, okay. Like whatever, Ross, you can fucking do whatever you want. But like there wasn't many players that I like thought stood out. Mason Wood had a career high touches, and I didn't think he was very good.
Oh,
he had 36, but he just couldn't kick.
Yeah, that too. Hey, why did he kick on his right a fair bit?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He had a lot of the ball, and he takes a lot of marks and stuff like that. But like sometimes his disposal just is like, whoa. But the only thing that I took a positive out of this is our backline was very good.
I know we've been going through every game. We've almost had an AA lock. Yes. I've got one for you.
Yeah.
Brad Hill.
You caught me so off guard with that. You have no idea how off guard I was just then. Oh, my God. You got me, like, real bad.
I'm definitely talking about Cal Wilkie.
Yeah, you got me real bad. Yeah. No, Cal Wilkie was fucking tremendous. Oh, that's really funny. Yeah, no, Cal is very good. Hey, I'm really worried that he's not going to make it though. Like, I feel like that performance should put him in there. but like the likes of Moore and Sicily and Taylor mean that he's going to struggle. You can
There's
put him in a
no
back pocket.
small defenders.
That's the thing. There's Nick Newman, who could maybe be in one pocket, and then the other pocket you could just play as another tall. And I think that's
So
where Cal Wilkie goes.
if you do it right now, then you're going. I'm doing your back six of Wilkie, Moore.
Yeah.
We've just mentioned them, and they've just left
Giants
my
boy.
brain.
Sam Taylor.
Well, yeah. Well, you're going Wilkie, you're going Moore, you're going Taylor, you're going Dacos, you're going Taylor, and you're going Houston.
You doubled up on Taylor.
I did, didn't I? I meant Sicily.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That makes
Wake
sense.
up!
See, like we've got those two in Wilkie and Sinclair that are our best chances to be in the AA team. I think one makes it, and I think the other doesn't. And I don't know what way you're putting.
Oh, I'd pick Sinclair over Wilkie then.
Yeah, but like, and then again, so I feel like you could put Sinclair on the bench, but I don't think you could put Wilkie on the bench because they're kind of weird with that. They always pick like high disposal getters on the bench.
Yeah. I think it's Sinclair versus Houston for the spot.
Yeah, I think either way,
I think Wilkie
Cal
should
Wilkie-
be in there regardless. For his
either way,
team.
Cal Wilkie today was outstanding. Charlie Kerner kicked the one goal, and that was like the late one, like the sealer, and that wasn't Wilkie's fault. It was just like the handball, like it was just calamity. Like he murdered him all day. Charlie Kerner didn't really go near it, like at all. Like it didn't take a lot of marks and stuff like that. He did everything he needed to do, so he was amazing. And like the likes of Jimmy Webster who's becoming my boy again. Old Jimmy Webster, he was very good again today.
Although,
Josh good.
was he wearing boots?
Yeah,
'Cause
I
I
don't know what's going
swear
on.
Jimmy Webster was slipping over left,
And-
right, and center.
Don't know what's going on with the marble surface. Either way,
I'll tell you
I'm
what, the sprinklers were on.
Yeah, they had to be, or they had the roof open and it rained. Either way, we played like shit, but our back line held up well, and that's all I got.
Well done, Carlton. You win this round.
Fuck.
We're gonna leave this game and not talk about Carlton anymore.
Yeah.
I want to go to the other game that was disappointing. Did you watch any of Freo Brisbane?
Not a single second. I haven't seen. This is the first time I'm looking at the stats as we do this.
Congratulations, Brisbane won by 3 points. Shall we go through the ladder?
Yes, I heard Luke Jackson had a good game, so that's all I got. Yeah, cool. Yeah, ladder.
Come on, Jackson. Yeah. Oh, we're going obscurity. Nah, look, if there's any Brisbane and Freo fans, Freo very good for the first half, Lions very good in the second half. Overall, shit game of football.
Yeah.
All right, through the ladder, and unfortunately, I have to read this in a way that disappoints me. Carlton. No, that's terribly. Oh, I know that would cause World War III.
Like that.
Collingwood first. Melbourne, Brisbane, and Port Adelaide are second. Carlton are fifth. The Dogs, Saints, and Giants are sixth. The Cats and the Swans are ninth.
That's very funny.
Crows. I'm sorry.
It's very funny that the Cats and Swans are tied outside the 8 after last year. Just really weird to me. Anyway.
It's almost like they were grand finalists.
Yeah, really weird. Anyway.
Congratulations. 9th and 10th after being first and second. How the mighty fall.
Shame.
Crows, Bombers are 11th. The Tigers are 13th. The Suns are 14th. I swear, it's quite funny to me that the Suns are 14th, and I reckon they've been in 14th for 15 years.
I swear to God, Gold Coast own the 14th position. I would like to know the stats of there's like it's somewhere, but I wouldn't be able to collate it. I'd like to know the stats of after each round, like which team has had what position like the most of like since the Suns and the Giants came in. Because I reckon the Suns would be so close to 14th.
14th would be my
yeah.
Freo 15th. The Hawks are 16th. The Hawks are the best 16th place side.
I was going to say best 16th place side I've seen in a very long time.
What's that? That's 6 wins for the year.
That's what I was saying. Like they had them, like people had them really bad, and I'm like, no, like there's West Coast, obviously. North aren't better, well, they'd lost to them. So like it's North and West Coast are the bad teams in the competition, and then there's a big gap And then there's like Hawthorn, along with the likes, like they're not with those three. Hawthorn are with the likes of Freo and like Gold Coast in that they're fine. Like like every now and then they're okay. They're not with the North and West Coast of the comps. They're up with the others, and it's been like that all year.
Very disappointing. After a few years now, we've had teams that finish 16th, 17th, and 18th have like 4, 5, 6 wins,
Mm.
and our current bottom two are 2 wins.
2 wins and don't look like winning any others. So
Well, West Coast apparently have found a gear, and North Melbourne. Yeah, no, you're up. What's next? Oh, guess what? We're going around the glass table.
yeah,
You know why we're going around the glass table? You did your job this week.
yeah, I did it. Go me.
Go me.
Go me. Yeah, we picked 3 team combinations that we did last week to get some random players in there. We had Port and the Dogs. We had the Saints and the Crows, and we had the Eagles and the Bombers.
Why did you say the Bombers so aggressively?
Bombers. I don't know.
Wouldn't say that too badly.
I know, right? That could get me in trouble. Anyway, either way.
Apparently. Did you have one for any of them?
So I was like struggling hardcore. I picked them, and then as soon as I picked them, I was like, geez, I actually don't know any of these. Saints Adelaide I got. That's Saints Adelaide for me is Tom Lynch. Just because people sometimes forget that he actually played for us because he didn't play very many games. And then I went to Adelaide and obviously had a pretty good career. And that was really all I got. So
yeah, the last one baffled me a lot. The first one I had quite a few, but no one in the comments after reading him picked Jackson Trengove.
Oh yeah, he exists. Yeah, he's a guy that played. I forget about that.
I don't know how because he had a very interesting kicking style, but he's a very good defender.
Yeah, he did. The West Coast Bombers one, I had a thought of surely there was like a former West Coast player that was playing for the Bombers in that top-up year.
Wait, no, never mind.
But I don't know. I don't think so. That was my thought.
Stuart Cramry, but then I realised it was the Western Bulldogs.
Yeah, the Dogs, the Bombers. Yeah.
Anyway, what do we have?
So, we had a few Tom Lynches. So we had a Tom Lynch from Brandon and from Nicholas, which is a good one. Grattan said Fergus Watts to Saints Adelaide. That is niche. That is extremely niche. We had a couple of Nick Lowers as well, the Port Dogs. I like Brandon's example of the famous Lower footballing family.
They're also the brother of the bloke that went into the Big Brother house.
Small world.
Ed went in. Ed. I don't know why I had a stroke saying that, but anyway.
Ed. Yeah.
Ed.
That's great. Oh, what else we got?
Ed. Fuck yeah. Anyway, Brando had for the West Coast Bombers Scott Cummings.
Yeah, that one's not as niche, but still a good one. Still, like I didn't get it. I couldn't think of it at the time. So,
and Nicholas had for the West Coast Bombers Jonathan Giles. Very funny because I say that those two back to back. Jonathan Giles also played for Port, and Scott Cummings also played for Port. So if you, what was that?
So if you play for West Coast and the Bombers, you are guaranteed to also play Port. But in saying that, Ari gave us Alec Waterman. Has he got any plans? Has he got any plans on going to Port Adelaide anytime soon?
Let me check with management.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure. The same with Grattan's Michael Pryor.
Any chance?
Could bring him back. Not sure.
I don't think so.
Don't think there's an offer on the table yet, but they could have contacted management.
1-day contract? No worries.
Also, Michael Pryor just reminds me of the name that used to Pryor that used to keep England.
Oh yeah.
Port Adelaide are after a keeper.
Port Adelaide after a keeper.
Wicket keeper batsman. Speaking of Port Adelaide and The Western Bulldogs obviously had Nick Lower, Nathan Eagleton,
Yep.
Brett Montgomery.
What are your memories of Brett Montgomery?
Premiership medal. I love
That's-
Brett. Brett Montgomery, and then he obviously was our assistant coach for a few years.
Mhm.
I don't remember him much at the Dogs, but he was just
But I
very
believe
good. But I believe them. He was a very good back pocket.
Yeah, just one of those. Goes about his role.
Just those, back in the day, really, really cool back pocket players.
The Jimmy Websters of the world. My guy.
I wouldn't probably put Brett Montgomery and
Max
Jimmy
Hudson.
Webster.
The Max Hudstons of the world. He's
Max
my fucking
Hudson
guy
is still living in Warren Treaderay's pocket.
right there. Max Hudson is fantastic. I have never heard Max Hudson speak. And I don't think I really, really like if I had to pick him out of a lineup, I might still struggle, but I loved him a lot. Which it was just
Are we genuinely
very
coming
funny.
up with a segment where we're going to do I love players that I have never heard speak before,
But I love him.
So we got Max Hudson and Carl Langford.
Well, I don't even know any others. Robert Eddy. Absolutely.
Brett Ebert.
Yeah. Which is great stuff, to be honest.
Yeah. Megahead, they used to call him. That is elite.
Oh, good stuff. But yeah, there we go. I had fun doing that. That was some good combos too.
Maybe we should do that next week.
Yeah, maybe that's next week.
A week. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I put down here a segment I thought we could have done, but the fact is we've talked a lot, so I don't think I would do it. But I had the idea of doing retro sponsors.
Oh.
You know, we like go through some of the teams and pick out some old sponsors.
I like that a lot. Let's do like two. It's like
Let's do two. All right.
When you said retro sponsors, the first thing that came to my mind, like the first thing that I could possibly think of, is the 3 mobile on the Essendon jumpers.
Yeah,
that's the first, that's the one to me where you say retro sponsors and I see the 3. That is what is all I can see. Like James Hird, long sleeve, got the 3. Like that is what I picture when it says retro sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine would be my ATM on Port Adelaide.
Oh, these are good ones. You know what's a good one as well? Emirates on the pies, like the OG Emirates, the OG Emirates one that they had. And I think they had Wizard Home Loans, and it was the orange. Orange
Wizard
bar
Home
on the
Loans.
back. Yeah, the Wizard Home Loans with the orange bar on the back. That's fucking peak Collingwood. Yeah, oh, this is good. We should do this more often. Fuck Stupid Sexy. We'll just do this.
I'm more than happy to keep going.
I'm just trying to think of some as they come to me.
Fremantle had that Bank West.
Yeah.
I don't think they've got them anymore.
Sydney had QBE. Do they still have
I don't
the
think
QBE
so.
one? I don't remember. I don't know. I would say Saints Pure Milk, but we've kind of brought it back a little bit.
That's where I got the idea.
Yeah, because we brought the Pure Milk back, and like West Coast with Hungry Jacks. That's obviously their sponsor again, but that was their OG sponsor, and then they got rid of it, and then it's back. So
Freo had Hard Yakka.
Oh, they did too. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just picturing these old jumpers in my head. These are so nice.
There was a Hawthorn one as well. What did they have? Oh, it's sticking. It's right there with me. It's gross. That household something. It was really old. I'm going back before you even thought of, mate.
Before I was even an idea.
I've always pictured Hawthorn with Tasmania.
Yeah, that's true. And for me as well, I'm always thinking of Emirates when it comes to Collingwood. That's my I don't even know if they still have it.
Richmond had TAC, TAC.
Yep. Yeah, big time. Yeah. What was just good stuff.
Port's premiership one was Scott's.
Yeah, well, that's the long sleeve.
And they had Vodafone on the back.
The long sleeve that I've got has the Scots on it. Richmond had Dick Smith on theirs, on the back of their jumpers. Really good. These are fucking awesome.
We're just going through a few of these.
let's do this. We're gonna do it properly next week. We're gonna come up with like a top 5 each, and then we'll do it properly, so we can actually research it. All right, I'm good with this.
Top 5. I'm putting that in. Retro
I'm gonna.
sponsors.
We should do it. All right, yeah. So that's gonna be the question for the week, everybody. If you're wondering, question for the week, I'm gonna go on Twitter. I'm gonna be, what's your favorite old school sponsor that comes up on the jumpers? We're talking the 3 on the Essendon. We're talking the Emirates and the Wizard Cup, or the Wizard home loans on the back of Collingwood. Like, we're talking. This is what we're talking.
I could even go with AFL ones as well.
Yeah, just like as a whole. Yeah.
Yep.
Big time.
Just anything in general.
Yep. I like it.
I really like when our brains tick.
When brains tick. Yeah.
Yeah.
How good.
Because when our brains tick, it's really sexy.
You got me. That was good. Well done.
Yeah, the last few weeks, you've kind of sat there like a little puppy waiting for food. It's all right, mate.
I think I got too excited by the sponsors that I just forgot about it. I forgot that that's what was happening.
Don't worry, I've planned this whole thing, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, well done.
I'll let your little mind trickle away. Off you go. Think about some sponsors, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
We're going to speak stupid sexy. Excellent.
Stupid sexy AFL players.
Righto, Jared, it's time for Stupid Sexy AFL Players. This is where we talk about, well, we just had an orgasm talking about retro sponsors. So let's talk about players that give us. I don't think I want to say it, to be honest.
No, I don't think you want to either. Didn't think you wanted to either. I don't think I wanted to hear it.
Mine was right there. And I was just like, I'm going to let it go through to the keeper.
Scared.
Career on the line type stuff. That.
Jeez, that was really close.
Anyway, do you have a stupid sexy AFL player?
I do. So, if you're looking back at like some old ones, I've kind of got a bit of a theme with a few of mine. Not always about the face for me. I think I'll have a thing for arms. Just gonna pause and just try and make sure I get stuff cancelled. I think I have a thing for arms, right? And at the Dogs Richmond game on Friday, someone that I didn't expect to have really good arms, but did, Caleb Poulter, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think he was lying out for goals. He was doing something, and I was like, geez, you've only got some cannons. What's going on there? And then, like, I'm looking at, like, his face here, and I'm like, okay, if I had to be picky about it, the hair, Caleb. But you cut the hair, and his face and the arms, Caleb Poulter is pretty stupid sexy.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't gone with that sooner.
Yeah. I hadn't really taken any notice until, I think it's because he wasn't playing, so we just didn't know he was there. And then
I
saw the video, and I was like, yeah. Well, yeah.
And do you know what as well? Is when he moved from Collingwood to the Dogs, I reckon it's the blue that brings out.
I was going to say, I think the jumper helps. Nice. Just nice.
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 Before I say mine, I want to do a quick shout out to the Hawks, the Saints, and the Dogs who did retro round.
Some stupid, sexy jumpers.
They're really just seems to be that 2 out of the 3 retro jumpers worked for a win.
It was really sad, man. I love when we wear the collars. It's so nice. I think we were undefeated in the collars. I think we won our last 2, and then we lost, and now I'm sad about it. But it's fine. The Diamond Dog jumper, I love. That was really hot.
Diamond Dog.
Yeah, they call it the Diamond Dog. Really hot. And then the Hawks one, I didn't really watch the game, but I've seen it before and saw it after. I'm like, that's an improvement on Hawthorn. I haven't, unfortunate in that their colours are really bad. So a lot of their jumpers don't work. But I'll give them this. This was a good jumper.
Yeah, I rated it. I just wanted to do a shout out because I love that retro is coming back. Yep. Anyway, my player is someone that played for Carlton, and I don't know. It was something that when you're hungover, like, I don't know if it's the glass eyes or you're sitting there and you're just looking at the TV and it strikes you in the face. Zach Fisher. Now, probably not one to stand out. Came into the side this week. And I'm looking at him at, I think it was quarter time, and he's standing there just next to the board. And I'm just like, yeah, I'd ask for your number.
Yeah, like if you approached him, you'd be like, yeah, this is like, yeah.
He's got the Italianish slick back hair looking going. For some reason, the modern day society has decided that having random tattoos over your arms is a thing.
Yeah, don't know what's going on there, but
it works on him.
he pulls it off.
Yeah.
Ah. Well, it's been nice knowing everybody. I think my career is over with that one. That could be it. For those of you that are just listening on Spotify, your thing didn't break. You didn't lose audio. I just I'm regretting a lot of life choices that led to that moment.
Jared, you made me laugh.
That was bad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It was real smooth of you.
Zach Fisher, if you're watching. I would like your number. Oh dear. Give me the tips, man.
Let's see. Let's see if your little ploy there actually pulls that one off. Let's give our tips.
Let's give our tips.
We put the tips in.
Jesus Christ.
It's about that time of the episode where we just derail.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's that time of the night as well. I'm so exhausted that it's just getting to the point where I'm just delirious. So we're running with it. Here we go.
All right, let's go on to the tips before we get even more delirious.
Yep.
I'm going to start us off Friday night football. It's the Bars and the Gets.
Bars and the Gets. This is interesting now because now there's no Dacos, and I think Nathan Murphy won't be playing as well. So this is an interesting match. I'm still tipping the Pies though. Set to thrill. Still tipping the Pies.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Pies.
Yeah.
Northern Bombers.
Fucking thriller at Marvel. Oh boy.
Set to thrill.
Set to thrill. The matchup between fucking hold on.
Aiden
Jaden
Core and Kyle
Laverde.
Langford.
Yeah, man. The matchup between Jaden Laverde and fucking I don't know who plays forward for them.
Jerry.
Paul Curtis. It's a thrill. Oh man. I'm tipping Essendon, but that's going to be a stinker, and I'm a little bit scared that I'm going to be working it. That I've just said that. I usually work the Saturday 145 games. I'm a little bit worried that I'm going to be working it.
Unless you're going to the Swans and Suns.
Fly me out. Just take me there, please.
5-0. Yeah, so Swans and Suns.
Wait, who'd you tip for? I'm assuming you tipped Bombers for the last one.
No, I tipped Essendon.
Terrific. I think the Suns have given up on their season and the Swans are still hanging around. So I'm going to tip the Swans for this one.
Me too.
Yeah, cool.
The Lions and the Crows.
I'm going to do one of my bold predictions again. You know, like I'm like the Jamara thing. I'm going to do another one. The Lions are going to win.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. What are you going to say?
I thought you were going to tip the Crows, and I was like, I hate it.
Oh, no. The Lions are going to win, and they're going to win by 10 goals or more. That's my bold prediction.
I really love that.
Yeah, my bold prediction here is that the Lions are going to try and start to capitalize on the fact that they could actually finish top two kind of thing. So I think they're going to fucking kill Adelaide. And it's a Saturday 4:35 game that no one ever watches. So I think it's going to be like a murder. Like, I think they're going to win by 10 or more goals.
Well, we can only hope for multiple reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Blues D's.
Interesting.
Blues D's. Oh, I could have done something so bad then. Anyway.
Blues.
I hope you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think so. I think I got it. Blues. Shit. Carlton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The loss of Petty hurts the D's.
Yeah. Which is right? That is one of the most insane sentences ever. The loss of Harrison Petty out of the Demons forward line is a big out.
I'm tweeting that.
That could be that's one of those sentences that, like, if you'd said it to me like a year ago, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Carlton's going to win.
I know it's petty of us to assume that will hurt Melbourne, but
Petty's name, like, he could be the most, like, punned AFL player. Like, he would cop that all the time. He'd cop so many petty puns. Like, it's everywhere.
if I had a Petty for every time that he was mentioned on the D's
That's
list,
even
I'd have a
worse.
Harrison.
Oh, that's fucking funny though. Really good.
Wasn't there a St Kilda player called Penny?
Penny or Petty?
Penny. Penny.
I have no idea. You
You
got
should
me.
know.
I should know, but you got me. I have no idea.
Is it Luke Penny?
That sounds familiar. Sounds like an Adelaide player. I don't know why. Anyway.
Sounds like no, that's Ian Perry.
Yep, that'll do.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no, Luke Penny. He was draft pick. It was pick 14 in 1998. He played 45 games for the 45 games for the Saints, 35 games for the Dogs.
Oh,
He played in the
Bastard
2004 preseason premiership for St Kilda.
that's the Wizard Cup right there. That's the Wizard Cup, baby. I've got that jumper. Wizard Cup Premiers 2004. That's my shit.
I'm genuinely so proud that I knew that.
I was going to say that is a very good get. I wouldn't have got it. So well done.
He also played in the prelim.
Oh, of course he did.
Eagles Freo.
This could be one of the worst Western derbies we've seen in a very long.
I'm going to counter your bold prediction from before.
I was going to say, you're going to do what I think you're going to do?
I'm going to tip the Eagles.
You know how close I was to doing it? And now I feel more like okay, I'm not going to. I was looking at this game like, fuck, I could so tip the Eagles here.
I'm pretty sure that the tips whole round thing is done. So I actually highly recommend that you ride me with this one.
It would be very good. Fuck it.
No, generally, let's do it.
West Coast. We're going for West Coast. Yeah.
Come on!
We're doing it.
So far, we've got nothing that's separating us, but it doesn't matter anymore. I've conceded.
Yeah, I think I've won the rounds. So I think
But I'm not going to concede that officially until after round 24.
until the last until round 24.
Yep, ain't over till it's over. I might do double points. Who knows? I could.
Boy.
It's my show. Shut up.
I could. I do the graphic. It's cool.
I have Canva. You don't. Hawks, Dogs. Are you thinking when I'm thinking B1?
I think I am B2. Now, right. Would you let me go for Freo if I tip Hawthorn?
What if I also wanted to tip Hawthorn?
Let's just both tip Hawthorn then. I'm tipping Hawthorn. Yeah.
Let's ride the Hawks.
Yeah, the Hawks. It's in Tassie, so yeah, mad, right? Let's ride the Hawks.
Never thought I'd ever say that, but anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Saints Tigers.
Now, this football club has dragged me through hell. Like,
Bloody Richmond, I tell you.
yeah, bloody Richmond, man. This 4 club has dragged me through hell for the last 21 years of my life. We've had ups, we've had a lot of downs. This season has tested my patience as a St Kilda fan because they just know, and I saw a tweet today, the players get what they want. They get the money. They get to just live life as an AFL footballer. The fans never get what we want. We never just get just a consistent football team.
Nope.
This team has let me down over and over and over and over and over again. And I'm going to tip us. Because
It's Matty's match as well.
it's Matty's match. We're playing Richmond at Marvel. Richmond at Marvel stink.
I'm tipping you as well.
Yeah. I think we're
Because
going to do
apparently
it.
I'm a Saints fan now.
Yeah, there's that photo of you with the scarf on.
I look like a real Mexican Saint.
Little Bo Peep. Little Bo Master. You're Little Bo Master is what you are.
Little Bo Pear.
Little Bo Pear.
Speaking of Pear, Port v Giants.
We were talking about this
Oval,
before.
4:10 hungover time slot. Yes! We haven't had one in so long.
I was going to say, you've got the Saints spot. Now, this is
We're
really funny.
tipping-
We were talking about this before the episode. Rough end to the weekend for us.
Yeah, we could generally record next week and be the saddest pricks ever.
We both lose. Oh, man, that's going to be a rough recording.
I genuinely, for some reason, the fact that I've gotten so excited about a hungover time slot and we're playing 4:10, we haven't had one in so long. We're going to win this by 10 goals.
Oh, I'm going to
Yeah.
tip the Port as well. I'm going to tip Port as well, but that's going to be a very funny game. It's a way too good of a game to be at 4:40 on a Sunday.
Yeah, what the AFL's done there is Port Adelaide GWS last year, bang average. So
Yeah, no, got me.
this is I'm a little bit confident. Ooh.
Oh, he's feeling confident this week. Oh.
Ooh. And if the rumors are true about a certain little retro announcement for next week, we might win by 15 points.
Goals.
Yeah, look, we'll probably be there sitting there and I'll be like, all right, it's halftime, Saints, Tigers, and I'm just starting Port GWS and we were like, oh, how are you going? Kill me.
Rest.
Yay.
Yay.
And that's it. We're done.
We did it.
Now we can go off into the abyss.
Remember, like I say, like I've got my routine after we finish these. Like I go and shower and then I like pass out. Like when I say not a truer statement has been made ever, I am going to hit that pillow so hard. It's gonna be awesome.
I've heard rumors from certain members of the household that you're not going to shower.
By certain members of the household, you mean me, and by rumors.
No. Ziggy told me.
Fucking Ziggy, man. Sells me out every week.
Yeah.
She's right.
It's
I don't
really
think I'm
good
gonna
like that.
I can't be bothered, to be honest. No, I'll force myself to shower, but I don't want to.
And on that terrible disappointment, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We're going
Thanks,
to now
everybody.
go probably live stream Jared showering. No, I'm just kidding. What?
Only pair. Bye, everybody.